I'm your Slogan 23. You're joining me for X-Files Episode 11, Not Intended for Children. Flickering lights dance across the eyes of Cecile Lively. He seems pleased to see you. Odd, considering the last time you met, he tried to burn you alive. Why, Agent Fulton, what an unexpected surprise to find you here. Lively stands just down the corridor. A ball of flame swirls in his left hand. In your hand, you hold your phone instead of your weapon. You're standing in the entrance to the laboratory prison where Lively was held and tortured for decades. Dexler's behind you, likely with her gun drawn, but without a clear shot. Lively has you pinned down. Assert confidence, gauge his demeanor, goad him in action. Gauge. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were happy I survived the house fire. Well, I couldn't quite go that far, but I'm positively delirious to have found you here. Now back up. You do as Lively says. He looks worse for wear, but no less dangerous than before. He smirks, all smugness and insanity. He's just like he was when you pictured him, felt him, burning you to death in Dexter's car, except this is real. You push down the fear. I see you back there, Agent Dexter. Don't try anything or your partner's done for. We don't know anything about your captivity. Couple liars I got here. We only just found it by tracking your whereabouts. Yes, finding out cameras are everywhere now. Cameras and phones, even. Phones and camera. However that goes. Truth be told, I kinda liked you young'uns. You made someone so mad they broke me out to murder you. It's impressive. I believe you two had nothing to do with nor knowledge of this particular circle of hell. I'm at a loss to what I should do with you. Offer compassion. I can't even imagine what you've went through in here, Cecile. It's inhuman, what they've done to you. Oh, then you surely agree that those involved should pay. That's where the legal system's for. You can't just go around killing people because you got a raw deal. I can do exactly that, and I will. Need to make sure I'm satisfied before my time's up. Lively raises his hand, placing his palm less than a foot from your head. The heat is unbearable. He tilts his head to address Dexter. Place your gun on the floor, Agent. Last time I saw you, you made it sound like you were impervious to bullets. Guess that isn't true. Be good, lassie, and do as I say for your partner. I don't necessarily want to kill him, but you know that I will. Lively watches Dexter. Sweat rolls down your forehead. Your face starts to tighten from the heat. You try to breathe calmly and prepare to move. Unsure if Dexter is going to take the shot. You hear the clack of metal and concrete. Lively's let out a breath. Okay, get away. There we go. I'd also like you to do the same with your computer phone. Dexter does as Lively asks. He lowers his hands and takes a step back. It's your turn for a small sigh of relief. He's close, a foot or so out of reach. You consider Lively's poor health, what might happen if you jump him right now. You'd be toast unless you knocked him out immediately. Wind swing. Possible. You might not get another chance. Lively glances at you. I see that look, Agent Fulton. You're a healthy fella. Me not as much, but would you really take that sizable risk? The moment's passed. Now you'll never know. I saw it, you know. Mulder and Scully's big public show. You mean the press conference about the manhunt that's underway? What did you think? Oh, talking about what a menace I am, a dangerous psychopath, a pervert. Like they'd know the first thing about my mind. They don't know. Lively smirks bitterly. He pinches this thumb and forefinger together as if holding something. My favorite bit was how Scully had a motel room, just so. With TVs now, I could make out the room number, the name on it. Big show was put on for me, wasn't it? Little whiff of meat to make me salivate and come running. I was thinking how I might hijack a gas tanker, plow into their ambush with it, take all of us out. But that lacks intimacy, don't it? So I was gonna come down here, consider my options, and you two presented me with a gift. Hostages. You're gonna make us bait for Mulder and Scully. You're a smart one, Agent, but no. You've proven to be a feisty couple. Can't be babysitting both of you. I just need one Tell you what, one of you stays behind, safe and sound, the other becomes a hostage. Oh, yes, well, may die. You choose, Agent Fulton. Consider what makes the most sense. The FBI won't allow Mulder and Scully to trade lies. So there's a negotiation coming. Possibly a fight, even acceptable loss. Dexler's tough, crafty. You can be too. You've got your psychological gifts, while she has her military training. Does that make her better as a hostage? Who could best lively? Or someone who could escape her captivity and help take him? You have to choose. I'm gonna refuse. I'm not playing your games. Leave Fulton behind, take me. Well, I suppose the lady's more of a man than you are, Agent Fulton. Lively laughs, it's a boisterous, sinister howl, just like you imagined it would be. You're ordered to unholster and relinquish your gun. You do as Lively says. And he tells you to enter his cell and close the door. Dexter offers you a stern nod of support. She'll have your back. From inside the cell, with its smell of old food and body odor, you make out Lively saying something to Dexter, but not what. You study the cell's fire-resistant insulation. You wish you could have cut some of it down to use in case he returned. You wish you'd done something. There's a series of noises, footsteps, some rummaging, tearing sound, and a couple of others. You try to look through the viewing window, where Lively's smiling face rises to greet you. Speaks loudly so you can hear him through the glass. You want to seal up the door now? A little insurance to make sure Agent Dexler cooperates so she can tell someone where you are. Lively winks, you hear a spraying sound, followed by the unmistakable crackle of flames. You can feel the heat through the door. Says something else to Dexler, you hear footfalls and then nothing. They go. Immediately you kick at the door, gives, but not enough. So you switch to your shoulder, ramming it. After several tries and shoulder change-ups, you finally break through. But your shoulders aid you now. You've used up a lot of energy and your stomach's growling. You consider making a meal out of Lively's old junk food. I'm gonna go ahead. You sift through the wrappers and discover some pork rinds, a couple of swallows of grape soda, and a half-eaten Danish. The Danish is only chewy and stale. Raspberry filling ought to be called coagulated syrup sludge. But even stale, the pork rinds go down easy. You've always loved those crispy pigskin bites. Feeling a bit better, you exit the cell, grab a surgical knife, and run up the stairs. It doesn't surprise you to see Dexter's car's gone. It means you have to try and find a phone. It means running. You had a good look at the map earlier and recall a neighborhood to the west. It's closer than the residential area you got here from, so west it is. You're not in the best condition for a run, but you dig deep to find the drive. It's less than a mile, you remind yourself. But you also know that you were always more of a sprinter than a distance runner. You start to peter out after a couple of minutes. You slow to a crawl of a jog. You can't let yourself quit altogether. You have to reach a phone to find out where Lively taken Dexter. Mulder and Scully, they'll know what to do, won't they? They'll make it so you won't feel guilty for letting Dexter decide to go. You hear a shout in the distance, a deep, desperate call for Dexter. For help. Lively and Dexter can't be far away. You think about how the sound traveled to you and where it might have come from. You round a corner and pick up the pace, your strength replenished by the hope that you'll find Dexter's car or some other sign. Special Agent Jess Dexler. Lively shoves me inside with both hands. I'm duct tape at the ankles, wrists, so I try to turn as I fall, as not to take a header. I land on my side, which my shoulder doesn't exactly love. Closes the door to the old building and stands before me with a scowl. Where are we? What is this place? Some kind of manufacturing plant? This is exactly where I stayed the night. I knew it'd come in handy, though, when I came time to lure my prey. It's perfect for my needs. He hauls me to my feet, guides me through a maze of old industrial machinery to a doorway. It's a large, empty room, no windows, no other doors, can't be seen into or accessed from outside. Smart of him. Now, I'm going to close this door. Make some preparations before Mulder and Scully, and I'm sure all of their backup arrive to rescue you. You're going to want to interfere or try to escape. Don't. There's a good chance for you to walk out alive if you do as I say. He gives me a long stare, walks out, shuts the door. That's when I get to work. I drop to my knees, pushing my hands back as far as they'll go, and halfway down the soles of my shoes, I stretch, my shoulders moan. and I finally pass my toes over my wrists. My hands are in front now. I gnaw at the tape until I get a firm bite grip on the outer edge. I pull in every direction with my arms and mouth, over and over, bite after bite, until my hands are free, unwrap my ankles and stand. Carefully open the door, no sign of him. He could have been anywhere inside or out. He could even be in another building altogether. I figure I have two options. I can find somewhere safe to hole up until backup arrives, or I can deal with Lively myself. Find safety. I opt not to risk my life when others can help or on their way. Quietly, I head toward the exit. It's a surreal scene. The old machinery casts moon shadows with hulking and angular shapes. Every step carries the potential for tetanus. I'm within 10 yards of the entrance when I hear steps coming from outside. I'm in the open and too far away to rush him. I dive, sliding headfirst to the closest cover. The door's open. He enters with a plastic spray canister and a gallon metal can. I can go now, but I realize I've got to be prepared for him if I have another close call. I look at my surroundings. I see a chunk of brittle concrete with a 2-foot length of metal rebar sticking out of it. I put my foot on the concrete and slowly work the rebar back and forth until it's loose. I pull it up. The rebar comes free, but not without a loud scraping sound. I stop, listening for him. It's a spraying sound. Probably dousing the place with accelerant. He didn't hear me. Things could change. It's possible he wouldn't hear me over the spraying. I could sneak up on him. I decide my first instinct is still the best one. Why risk a one-on-one confrontation with a psychopathic pyrokinetic when no one's in danger? Still, it's entirely possible that he might find me, and he can confront the reality of a potential face-off. In that case, I figure out I'll knock him out. One good rap to the head with a rebar would lay him out. Heck, even a solid punch would, but why not play it safe? I'm surprised by myself. I'm nervous. Sure, there's a real confidence and evident in my thinking now. I've come a long way since Alaska. I'm about to head for the exit when I hear the door open again. He stops his spraying. It can't be Mulder and Scully so soon, can it? Aaron Fuller. No guns or phones in Dexler's car. All you found or got for protection is a metal trash lid and a pair of rusty scissors. You are the junkyard version of the Dungeons and Dragons character. Cecilia Lively is your dragon, and here's his junkyard lair. The building used to manufacture something, but you'll be damned if you can tell with the machinery. Tools of a bygone era. You try not to make any noise, so as to listen for signs of life. You can't hear anything over your own labored breath. You wish there were time to rest, but there isn't. You could let the others handle this, no doubt. Lively called them with his demands. But he is mentally unstable from decades of torture and obsession. Rational thought and calm decision-making are out of the window. I can hear you, Agent Fulton. His voice echoes through the plant. It's difficult to pinpoint just where it's coming from. I spare your life, and this is how you repay me. Is it your whole generation this ungrateful, or is it just you? He wants you to respond so he can figure out where you are, but if you can start up dialogue, it works both ways. You stay perfectly still, trying to control your breathing so you can listen for the slightest noise. Oh, what's the matter? Don't want to talk to me anymore. Don't even want to know if your partner's okay. Lively's talking into the air, so the sound bounces down to you. Hard to get a read, but you're narrowed it down to an area near the back. Slowly you start to get close in on what you think is the location, watching for movement while trying not to trip over debris. World was mine to enjoy. That was taken from me. Mulder and Scully have got to burn for that. I'm not going to let you children come between me and my satisfaction I'm owed. There's a door towards the back. It sounds like Lively's closing on it. That must be where Dexler's being held. You have to get there first. You pick up the pace, but in your rush, you step on a partially shattered fluorescent bulb, making a loud pop. There you are. You hear a flurry of heavy steps in your direction. Lively's coming for you. He's between you and the door at the back. Set up an ambush. You take a quick glance around you for somewhere to hold up. There's a gap between two machines. You back in, crouching behind the garage lid as best as you can, hoping the dark helps you to conceal you. The footfall grows near. When you see a flickering light and hear the crackle of fire, he's here and he's ready for you. You try to stay calm, your heart has other plans. You breathe in deep through your nose, eyes fixed ahead. Every second feels like 10. Finally he appears, one hand is on fire while the other holds a spray bottle. He slowly walks towards your position, hunting you. He remains unaware that you're only feet away. You've got him where you want. He's almost directly in front of you. You spring from cover. He hears you, but he's too late. You hit him with your makeshift shield and all the strength you've got. Crashes back into some old machine, leading with the back of his head. A flat thud echoes. He falls limp. He's out. You think you're starting to imagine things when you hear more footfalls. Defensively, you turn to meet them. Dexter stands before you with a length of rebar in one hand. She smirks. Well, look at you. And here I went through all the trouble of freeing myself. Express yourself. I'm just glad this is finally over. And in the end, all it took was a single blow to the head. So powerful, yet so fragile. The fire has spread up Lively's arm. You're standing with Dexler for a moment, watching it burn, as if it were a campfire, when Scully and Mulder rush in. Tactical agents flood in behind them. The senior agents assess the scene, all steel and focus. Watching them, you can only hope you'll come off this competent someday. Mulder points to Lively. We need this man secured in full fireproofing and keep sedated. Move. A tactical agent throws a fire blanket over his body, tamping out the flame. Are you two all right? Are you going to try and keep him alive? I don't know that anyone can save him from the tissue degeneration at this point, but it's not like we're executioners. I don't know how you found this place, Fulton, but this could have gone wrong 1,000 different ways. I'm glad it didn't. We'll wrap things up here. You should check in with Skinner. You look at Dexter, she nods, you walk towards the entrance together. I get that it wasn't great. Lively trying to make you choose who became his hostage. Were you hesitating so I'd speak up? Just a hard choice. I kept looking at the mental ledger. You know, who would be best in the situation? Well, it worked out, but Fulton, you can't let your head lock you up like that. You have to be able to make the tough calls. She's not wrong. You need to work on keeping your focus in a crisis situation. You and Dexler took down Lively. We're gonna catch hell, but I'm glad we did this. He's done. We found the facility. This one's in the win column. You and Dexler go outside where Skinner's waiting. He's clearly unhappy with your unauthorized actions, but he's grateful all the same. Skinner decides neither of you should drive and tells you to take a train back to Washington. He'll debrief you tomorrow. You and Dexler both sleep on the train. You part ways at Union Station in D.C. When I arrive at the Hoover Building the next day, Skinner and Fulton are already waiting in Skinner's office. Take a seat. I'm going to start with the obvious. You were both incredibly reckless yesterday. But Agent Fulton, you should never have engaged Lively after Dexler was taken hostage. I know you didn't score well in the academy, but you should have at least had the sense to call in. Yes, sir. Acted impulsively, and in my defense, I didn't have access to a phone. Skinner scares Fulton down. Fulton keeps his contrite posture, but he doesn't look away. I'm placing you on leave for 4 weeks, during which time I expect you to contemplate your choices and your future. Dexter, you'll have 2 weeks off to do the same. We have a trauma specialist you can see if you'd like. I'm fine. I don't need it. I can handle it myself, sir. No shame at accepting help if you need it. If you change your mind, let me know. Cecile Lively is currently under heavy sedation in a secure ICU. The initial exam found extensive tissue and organ scarring. He doesn't appear to be getting any healthier. They don't expect him to last the week. The body can't fall into the wrong hands. When he dies, I sure hope his corpse is cremated and not tested on. We don't need any more Cecile Lively's. That will be my recommendation, Agent. Any research benefit, in my view, is outweighed by the potential for misuse. What about the facility, sir? The lab? What did you find? Skinner gives you a stern look and sighs through his nose. This won't be good. We found the place. It was torched beyond recognition. Accelerants were used, likely. Everything in there is ash. And there it is. I look to Fulton and wonder if his face is as red with anger as mine feels. I'm gonna follow up and investigate the location myself, but right now there's nothing to go on. The important thing is Lively's off the streets now. No more killing. You have yourselves to thank for that. The paperwork waiting for you both. I've taken the liberty of having a statement drafted that explains your motivations. I suggest you sign it before you go on leave. That'll be all. At my desk, I look over the statement. It explains that every unorthodox choice I made was directed by Skinner. Well, this is a hell of a document. Guess Skinner's on our side. It's a huge risk for him. I just hope Skinner doesn't stick his neck out too far over us. Nah, I wouldn't want him to take the fall for something I did, and it would be nice for him to stick around if he's got our backs. Do you think Skinner lied about the facility getting the crematory treatment? I don't. He strikes me as a too hard-nosed a lawman to be in the secret labs and genetic engineering. The real open question right now is Pierce. I still don't like him pulling the strings. I don't trust him either. There's something not right there. I have no idea what, but I wouldn't mind knowing. Yeah, tell me about it. Fulton looks down, shaking his head. It seems like it's all he has to say on this matter, so I change the subject. You know, we can't leave the magic bullets to Skinner, Pierce, and the Cyber Division. The bullets we're gonna have Lively hunt us down and kill us. They still have the X-Files data they stole. Absolutely, I'm with you. Hey, speaking of data, what was on the thumb drive you found when we searched the lab? The smiley face one. I pull the drive out and plug it in. There's a mess of random file names. I'm going to search for documents and find one that has a 5-digit number as its file name. I went in and I can't believe what I find. Fulton. They had Martin Sneesberg's file. His X-file. Fulton rushes over to my desk, looks over my shoulder as I keep poring over the document. It's recent, too. It was our last encounter with him in here. His escape. What does the file name mean? 53150. Is that his birth date? Sneesberg Jr.'s? No idea. Maybe a zip code? Probably part of some puzzle we only have scattered pieces to. What it all might mean and how the facility had a recent X-file mysteries left unsolved for now. We get back to our paperwork. Special Agent Aaron Fulton. Finish your reports and sign your statement. You and Dexler are done for the day. For a little while, really. But something nags at you. You can't just go back home with all this in your head. You need at least some sort of closure. Hey, Dexler. I feel like I need to unwind. Let this thing settle. What do you say we grab a drink? Yeah. Why not? We done this before. Only because we ended our other cases in the hospital? Yeah, that sounds about right. I know a place. I'll hit you up with the address. You navigate over to Dexler's favorite watering hole. It's a charming place, a sort of upscale pub that tries to dress down. It's energetic. Lots of people your age throw darts, shoot pool, vodka, and not really your scene, but you can see why Dexler likes it. Dexler arrives at a table with a pitcher of beer and pours you the first glass. Queen Dexler's done pouring her own beer and then raise your glass and toast to... I'm gonna go with not getting fired. Stopping him, cool. Lively's coming that. Nah, you never should celebrate that. Our job is messy and strange. And stressful. Life-threatening. Here's to getting to do it again. Oh, crap. We are really gonna do it all again, over, aren't we? And again, and again. Dexter lets out an anxious laugh that fits her smile with a creased forehead combo. She offers up a pint glass. You touch it with yours, tap it on the table, and take a healthy swig. Dexler does the same. What is this beer we're drinking? It's, pale ale out of Michigan. Why? Ah, just curious. It's okay. You hate it, in other words. I didn't say that, it's fine. Not what I would have picked, but, you know, perfectly fine. Uh-huh. Well, then, you can get the next picture, and we'll see how impeccable the great Aaron Fulton's taste buds are. Second picture. How much are we drinking? I don't know. How much can you handle? Dexler smirks, her eyes playfully narrowed. You get the feeling she could outbeer you anytime. It's just the thing you needed. To sit down with your partner outside the confines of work with nothing but time off ahead. Dexler's enjoying herself too. There's a strange ease, like you've known each other a long time. Almost time for the second picture. What do you think? I think these couple of beers made me realize I need to sleep. Maybe go into a light coma. Nothing but delivery and pajama for days. Exactly. And no people who can burn or freeze me to death, or computer programs that will put me on a kill list. Sounds like paradise. Dexler pays her tab, and you part ways. You realize you're going to miss her these next few weeks. You get home, ready to sleep forever. You're surprised to find Stacy's there, asleep in your bed. You join her, she senses your body, and rolls over to cuddle. You drift off almost immediately. Special Agent Jess Dexler. I climb into bed and close my eyes before I remember I haven't turned off the morning alarm. I reach for my phone on the nightstand. The phone vibrates to life. I look at it with an incoming call from, "Hey guys." I accept the call.
Agent Dexler, way to go. You got Cecile lively. You can't see it, but I'm so grateful right now.
What do you have for me, hey?
What I have for you is a sincere and most perfect promise. I'm gonna deliver for you. I'm not gonna keep secrets. I'm in it to win it.
Start with your ID. Tell me your real name.
Well, okay. No secrets except for that. You'll know it eventually, but not until I do what needs to doing. By the way, remember Horror, the guy who set Lively free? He's so pissed at you guys, it's amazing. It's like recursive table flips. Look, here's what I'll do for you. Name something you want. Information, I'll get it to you. No questions asked.
I remind myself of the power players I know less about than I would like to. Leonard Knudsen, Skinner, Gregory Pierce. I know a lot about Skinner, let's be honest. Anyone who has watched X-Files knows a lot about Skinner, even though he still has some secrets. So Leonard Knudsen and Gregory Pierce. I'm gonna go with Pierce. I want a full report from you on Gregory Pierce. A full report. Don't tell me how you get it.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't know it, but he's been fascinating us bullets ever since he started consulting Skinner. I'm on it. Good night, Agent Dexler. I won't let you down. Sweet dreams. You've earned them.
I turn off my phone completely. Lie back down on the covers and close my eyes. In my dreams, I'm in Alaska. Private Andy Chevelle is with me. We're playing cards on his bunk. We're oblivious to everything around us. To the heckling, the roughhousing, the nearby underground lab we don't know exists. It is a sweet dream. Almost like the dream of Storyscapes still existing. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And down in the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Once again, thank you all for watching. It's been a pleasure and an honor to cover Storyscapes. And I guess we'll see in the coming day or two if I'm still able to access Life 2.0 or Eternal City. If I am, I will cover those. If I'm not, well, hopefully you guys will stick around for the other content I put up on this channel, as well as where I stream on Twitch. Very much appreciated. Links to all that down below as well. And without further ado, it's really sucky to say goodbye to this app, but it is time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.